Hey guys, the debate continues. Which is better, Picanha or Tri-Tip? Let's find out on this episode of Grumpy's Great Outdoors. Hey gangs, you've seen me do Tri-Tip before and you saw me do it on the smoker. Today we're going to do Picanha, and we're going to do both of them actually. And Picanha is the top sirloin cap of the cow near the rump roast. It's typically known to be much more marbled than Tri-Tip. It's much more tender and juicy, supposedly, than Tri-Tip. I've never done one sous vide, which is what we're going to do today. Sous vide means in vacuum, so we're going to put our slices of meat into a bag, a vacuum sealed bag, or even just a Ziploc bag you have in your kitchen counter cabinet. To make sure you get the water out of it, we'll put it down into a vat or a tub of water, and we'll cook it in that water. So the water becomes your oven, basically. We'll set the temperature for 138, and what's neat about the sous vide cooking is that typically you will get the same color tip of meat all the way through. It's even cooking from top to bottom, side to side, to be all the same color inside the meat. So you get exactly the same temperature all the way through. You know how sometimes you'll cook a steak and the outside edge is a little more brown all the way around because you got that cooking at uneven temperature. With sous vide, you get even cooking all the way through. Now, the thing what's cool about sous vide, anybody can do this. You just set the temperature, you put the bag in the water, and you walk away. Makes it very simple to do. Anybody can do it. What I'll do now is I'll slice the Picanha up. We're going to slice. If you look here, we'll show you the Picanha here, and it has a very big fat cap on it. You'll see the Picanha's fat cap right here. Here's the Tri-Tip. The difference is there's no fat cap. There's just a little bit of fat on there. Here we'll leave the fat cap on. Now we'll take the Picanha. We're going to slice it into steaks with the grain of the meat, because that way when you go to eat the steak, you'll turn it against the fat, against the grain to cut it and eat it, and it's much more tender, has a much better chew, much more flavorful that way. So what I'll do is I'll slice these steaks up now, then I'll seal them into a vacuum sealer. Again, you don't have to have a vacuum sealer to do this. Don't think you have to go out and buy one of those. You can use just a Ziploc bag, but we'll use the vacuum sealer, and then we'll put it in the water and put it in the sous vide, and we'll go from there. So we'll go ahead and slice them up now. I'm going to slice with the grain and leave the fat cap on. I want to make them about an inch wide. I've got two of these sous vides I'm going to be using, or doing, two pecans I'll be doing. See, we'll just turn that on its side and we'll get a little bit thicker than that. And I'll put this into the vat of water. So now I'll just salt these with some kosher salt. Now, typically in Brazil, the Brazilian typical method was to use rock salt. We don't have any rock salt. I'm out. But they would usually use rock salt. So we'll get these seasoned up with some salt. No pepper, just salt. So we're doing a traditional method here. And we're leaving that whole fat cap on. Not much fat cap on that piece, but we'll put it in there. So now I'll do the other Picanha we have, season it up, we'll put it into the vacuum sealed bags, and then we'll put it into the sous vide. I'll show you how we do that just in a second. So guys, now I've got the Picanha sliced up, got salt on both sides, put into our vacuum sealed bag. Now we're going to go ahead and vacuum seal it up. Get it lined up here in the vacuum sealer. Hold it down until it tells us that we're hands free. So now we're sealed up. We'll wait till that light goes off, we can open it up. And now we're able to put it right into our sous vide bath, and we'll do that momentarily. Now, the tri-tip, we actually vacuum seal it as well, but I'm not going to actually slice it or cut it up or anything like that at all. We cook it whole because you actually cut across the grain, and if I do that now, the chunks will be very small. So we don't want to do it that way. We'll keep it whole and cook it sous vide as well, but this is a whole piece. We're going to use what I've always used before. My family loves this Jake's Famous rub. It's called actually Jake's Tri-Tip Steak and Rib Rub. Jake's Famous, my family loves this, so I'm going to use that on it, but we won't use just salt on it like we did the picanha. So we'll get them both into the sous vide, and I'll show you that when we get there. All right, folks, we've got our picanha all sealed up, and also our tri-tip sealed up. Now remember, we put Jake's Famous rub on our tri-tip. You can see different color to it. We've got it all on there very, very well. So we're going to cook both of these at 138 degrees inside the sous vide cooker. You notice we get the vat of water, and this is the sous vide device. Now there's many different sous vide devices. This one's Inkbird, but Innova has a very popular one. Inkbird's fine. Just go to Amazon and kind of look through there and see what they have. I'll put a link to this Inkbird in my description. But guys, there's plenty of out there to choose from. Just find one you like. They have Bluetooth capabilities, Wi-Fi capabilities. There's so much you can do with the sous vide cookers. You can do meal planning with them and cook before you come home from work, that kind of thing. Turn it on your way home in the car, that kind of thing. Just super good device to have, and makes great food. So we'll go ahead and put our picanha in. We'll put them all in the same temperature. Just drop them right in. Oops. And now the big thing is making sure they stay underwater. So I've got a couple magnets here that I use as their weights, and they're magnets, but the magnet part doesn't help here, but it does keep them on the fridge so I don't lose them. Helps keep them all underwater. That's what you want to make sure you do, keep everything submerged for the full time. Now we're cooking these for 3 hours. You can do things, typically, that's the biggest, I guess, learning curve with sous vide, is to make sure that you learn how long to cook things. You can go too long and make things too mushy. Guys, I've done a beef roast for 29 hours before. So you can cook things for a very long time. These will be 3 hours. That's about what you want, till that fat renders out real well and makes everything really juicy and tender. That's what you want to do, is get to that point. Now we're doing the picanha and the tri-tip here. We'll have them done in about 3 hours, and we'll pull them out, we'll slice them up and get to eating them. Hey guys, both the picanha and tri-tip are about done with their sous vide. I've got the charcoal really close to being ready for the sear. We're going to bring them out here. It's really cold out here today, so bear with me. I may chatter again, but nonetheless, we're going to bring them out here shortly and sear them off on some hot charcoals using our Vortex. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me about the Vortex, and they ask me, am I using it upside down when I use it with this bigger opening up? Not the case at all. There's no upside down with the Vortex. You can use the smaller hole up or the larger hole up. I want to use the larger hole up today only because I want to fit the whole tri-tip on there and sear it all at one time. Or each, the strips of picanha are pretty big. I want to be able to fit them on there at one time too, and I get a bigger cooking area to do that, on a bigger surface area for cooking when I do it with the larger side up. So we'll get those dried off after they get finished in a few minutes. Dry them off, bring them out, put them on the grill and sear them off, and we'll see you then. We've got our tri-tip done. We're going to take it off. Charred most of the way there. Looks really good. We'll take it off and put it on the cut board over here. All right, guys, we're going to get a cut here and see how it looks. I lost camera angle there a second ago, so there's a piece of the picanha. We're going to cross the grain, and we're going to actually cut a little piece of this tri-tip too. Again, we're going to go across the grain with it. So we're going to go right on this corner back here. small piece here across the grain. Oh, that looks good. That looks good, doesn't it? Try a bite of this tri-tip real quick. Tell you what, guys, that finger looking good. That is hard to beat right there. Now let's try some of this picanha. See the taste difference. That's very good too. Very pleased with both of those. The picanha, when we get more fat on it, and that bite will be even better. But that was fantastic, guys. So, I'm not really sure if I can always say which I like better, whether it's tri-tip or picanha. They're both really, really good. Again, this is my first time sous videing a picanha. I have done that with tri-tip and love it both. So, we'll eat more of this picanha and get a feel from the whole family. But I think I know who's going to win. I think both will be liked by everybody. So, nonetheless, guys, that'll do it for this one. Please, if you get a chance, go get some picanha. You have to. I got from my local butcher. You probably can't get it at a grocery store, or tri-tip, either one, at least in smaller areas of the country like where I am. But by all means, go to your butcher, order it online from any of the online places you can get stuff like this. Snake River Farms, 44 Farms, any of those kind of places, Creekstone, you can find any of this stuff. So by all means, order one, give it a try, and see what you think, guys. In the meantime, people like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the support you can give us there. The wind is terrible. We're fixing to get about 8 inches of snow over the next couple days, so we're getting out of here and we're going back inside. So please like and subscribe, guys. And don't forget, we will be back next time, and we'll see you at the smoker. Thanks, guys.